So today I am bringing on Alex Pardo, and he is going to talk to us about his transition. And we were just chatting before we started this podcast, and he was telling me a little bit about it. And guys, he's got some really cool stuff to talk about today. Alex, welcome to the show.
Mr. David Dodge, always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you so much for having me back on the show. Always excited to connect with you and just deliver as much value as possible. So thank you.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. I'm grateful for your time today. One of the things that I've seen recently that you've been doing this for a few years at this point, but you have a mastermind, and I believe it's called Extend Your Success. Is that correct?
Yeah, Ascend Mastermind. It's a mastermind and coaching community that my good friend and partner Steve Cavanaugh and I put together back in 2019. And what we found is, I've gotten so much value and growth and perspective and insight and relationships from being around the right people, like I said earlier, coaches and masterminds. And yet I never really could find it all under one roof, right? Where you got the benefits of masterminding, but you were also able to connect with a coach. In fact, the Life in Air organization is the first time that had something that kind of resembled what I always felt was needed in our marketplace, right? And so Steve and I got together and we wanted to create something different and unique from what was already out there. And so, yeah, we launched Ascend, which is it's a community for entrepreneurs and real estate investors that it's not just about building the biggest building in town or making as much money as possible. That's important, but it's first about life. One thing I find, David, is that too many people are focused on their business and focused on making more money. And yet what happens oftentimes is that other important areas of their life suffer, whether it's their health, whether it's relationships. I know many, many millionaires that are going through divorce or have been through a divorce or don't have a relationship with their kids, or maybe their health is out of balance. Like, to me, that's not success. Like, who cares how much money you have if you're sick or if you don't have meaningful, fulfilling relationships in your life? And so what Steve and I have done through Ascend is we always start with the vision. What do you want your life to look like? And then it's so much easier to tweak and modify your existing business or a new business to help support and enhance that vision you have, that desired lifestyle that you're seeking. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, it does. And I agree 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it.
And for those listening, if I don't pay attention to what people say, I pay attention to what people do. I can look at somebody's calendar on their phone and or their bank account, if I could actually see it, which in most cases I can, and that'll tell me where your priorities are. So if you question yourself, don't fall victim to believing your own stuff, right? Your own BS, because we're all guilty, myself included, of telling ourselves BS stories that don't serve us.
Right.
So you might say one thing, but look at your bank account, look at your calendar, look at where you're spending your time, and are your actions aligned with what you say is important, right? And sometimes I think entrepreneurs, man, we tell ourselves a lie that, hey, we're working all these hours, or we're grinding, we're hustling, we're working 80 hours a week for our family. But what they don't realize is the irony of that is that your family needs you.
Right. They don't necessarily need what you're working for. They need you. That's such a good point.
Yeah, man. So anyways, these are things that I've kind of learned the hard way throughout the years. I certainly don't want to come across like I know it all, because I don't. I make mistakes and I fall just like you and everybody else. And like I said earlier, we're all a work in progress. But these are things that I'm hoping to kind of shine more of a spotlight on, because when I interview people on my podcast, it's sometimes internally I feel for them because I know they're successful in the outer world, but internally they're broken. And oftentimes it's because they've prioritized the wrong things. It's money and business, but what about everything else in your life?